I can feel it, but I'm feeling a little sandy more than Big Apple-y. Hey guys, welcome to the end of the week. Thanks for joining us on what is going to become an annual, well actually a weekly recap of what's going on in the car world. Actually, what has gone on in the car world. And with me as always is my man Andre. So Andre, where were you this week?
I was in a lot of places, but mainly New York City for the New York Auto Show. Huge event.
Yeah, and I, of course, was with Nathan at the Easter Jeep Safari, driving Jeeps and being really happy that I wasn't in New York.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was a little sad I wasn't in Moab, but, New York gives me energy. It's a big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your sister lives there.
Yes, my sister lives in Manhattan, so I visited my sister. It was really great, and I spent about 3 days at the show. So we're going to count down. How about top 10 from the show?
You want to do top 10 from the show?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Do you guys want to see top 10 from the show?
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Okay, I
guess
think
that's
said yes.
I think that's a yes, yeah. So we're going to do a countdown of the top 10 new cars that were introduced at the show. And let's start with number 10, Andre.
Yeah, so this is a controversial one. I put it here on for a reason. It's the new 2020 Hyundai Venue.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Venue. I actually saw it obviously I was there. I saw it at the show. And the beautiful thing about it, it's boxy. It's a little box of a car. It reminded me a little bit of a Mini. And I just like the shape.
It's interesting.
What? You don't agree with me?
Yeah, the proportions seem wrong to me. It seems top heavy, and I love cars that are that classic Coke bottle shape, right? Sexy Coke bottle shape, and I'm not real keen on cars that are kind of short, wide, not wide and tall. And this one kind of seems to have those proportions.
You're not gonna get the Coke bottle shape from a basic crossover. It's meant to be a crossover, but only front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It comes with a not a very powerful engine. It's a base model basically. It's at the bottom of the range. About 121 horsepower, 6-speed manual or CVT.
Woohoo, manual!
Manual is available.
All right, I love that.
And it's going to be available late in 2019. And it's going to compete against cars like the Kicks, Nissan Kicks, and also maybe the CHR, once again. But it seems like it's getting crowded in that segment, right? I mean, you have the Kona, Hyundai Kona, which can be an all-wheel drive. Now you have this.
You know what I want to see in that segment, Andre? And if you manufacturers are listening, which you're probably not, but if you ever watch this, give me a real off-roader in that segment. The only one that even approaches this right now is the Renegade, right? Something that actually is not just like clad, but actually off-road worthy. So if you happen to be in a snowstorm, you're not stuck with a front-wheel drive car, or if you happen to want to go, let's say, visit an interesting trail near your house, you can actually do it. But I'm not a big fan of cars that kind of look off-roady but aren't. And front-wheel drive doesn't quite do it for me.
Well, it's going to be interesting because Ford is rumored to bring something like this, like a compact, off-road worthy. Some people call it Baby Bronco.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting if it's going to be real, like you said, 4x4 or all-wheel drive capability.
Hey, the biker bug says something in Russian. What is that?
До свидания, Andrei.
Oh.
That means goodbye, Andrei. I'm sorry. we just started the show. Why are you saying goodbye?
Hey, George Cleaning Lady says Ford EcoSport.
Yeah, it competes with that.
Yeah.
But EcoSport, once again, can be had with all-wheel drive.
Yeah, yep, exactly. All right, number 9, Andre, is what?
Number 9, and it's another Hyundai, Sonata.
Ah.
And this is controversial on styling. Would you agree?
Yes. Remember, I was in Moab the whole week, so.
So let me explain this. So it's a complete departure in style, right? When I saw the car at the show, it actually looks better in person. But if you look at an image, the front grille is just stretched. It looks kind of like a fish trying to swallow something. It just looks very kind of has that natural feeling to it. But the engines, it's really interesting. Only 2 engine options for now. For the when the car launches, a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder or 1.6 liter turbo. So I expected this big styling to come with a giant turbo engine.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, stylistically, and let's face it, auto shows are more about getting a first look at the car, so it's your immediate impression. But the immediate impression is that it looks a little, a little sad. it's a little sad looking. It's got this kind of downward, right? Instead of being up, it kind of goes down.
But I think the good thing is about this new Sonata is that it's a departure from what they've been doing before. That LED signature that goes into the fenders, it just looks really aggressive. The back kind of reminds you of several different cars. They have a LED signature that goes across the back with a kind of a C shape at the back. I applaud them for being brave and styling. I just want a big engine to back up the style.
I mean, from a perspective from the front, it's got a lot of Ford Mondeo in it. I feel like it's like a newer version of the old Mondeo.
With a bigger mouth?
Yeah, with a bigger mouth. I kind of see a lot of that in there. And by the way, guys, if you're from Chevy, look what I'm wearing. So when that mid-engine Corvette comes out, ooh, give us a shout out.
July?
It's my way of bribing Chevy people to actually let us.
Are you gonna wear it every day now?
No, I'm not gonna be stinky. I'm not gonna wear. I'm just wearing it today. But there's a reason I'm wearing the Chevy Corvette, because there's a new C8 coming, and I want to be sure that we're on it so that you guys can. So that I can get to drive it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for example, Sam T says that the back of the Sonata looks like a Civic.
Yep.
I think you have a really good point with those C-shaped taillights, but also that rear spoiler is amazing. It's just gigantic. Not a spoiler, but the trunk just goes into kind of this aerodynamic effect. It's really interesting.
Interesting. Hyundai has, of course, long had kind of a very Audi-esque design language, and that's because they have Peter Schreier from Audi as their designer. And these new ones are both not looking Audi. Certainly.
Yeah, but the interior almost has that German feel.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah, the interior, the steering wheel is a little bit oddly shaped. It reminds you of anything between a Mercedes and an Audi. So I think there is still some German influence there.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I love the fact that Hyundai's using real names still. But yes. I'm not a fan of Venue. It feels like the View. Remember the Saturn View?
Yes.
It was kind of weird. I mean, there were just some names, even like Equinox, I'm not a huge fan of. These are just really kind of odd. Traverse, right? They're just kind of funky names. I like real names of, like real things, right? So call it like...
the Mustang.
Yeah, or a Volcano.
A Volcano. The Hyundai Volcano.
Not a name of a volcano, not the volcano. But a Volcano would be cool too. I'd buy a Volcano. That's cool, man. It's badass. But View,
Venue.
Yeah.
Venue.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I'm taking my Venue to a venue.
Yeah, it's a little odd. I mean, I'm sure they do a lot of market research, but they're certainly not asking us because we'd be like...
Well, launching a new name is very complicated, right? You have to get copyrights. You have to do all the marketing for it. It's really a big deal.
But remember, like Vesuvius, right? That's a
unspellable
name, but it's cool, right?
I want you to spell that. Yes.
What's the one? What's the one on Sicily? That's a cool one too. The one that wiped out the whole. What's the famous volcano on Sicily?
Pompeii.
No,
the city was of Pompeii.
Well, that was on. Yeah, so it wiped out Pompeii. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a cool name for it.
Rob Bird says it should be called the Noodler. No, I don't think. I don't think so.
Hyundai's reasoning for this name is that this isn't just a car you drive to go to a place. It is the place.
Oh.
It's the happening place to be.
So the View is where you're at, man. Hey, I'm at the Venue.
Yeah.
I'm at the Venue. This is where I'm at.
Yeah. Why not?
What if the Venue is my teeth cleaning at the dentist?
Oh boy.
Is that where you want to be?
I don't know if they thought that far ahead.
All right, number 8, Andre. Is
number 8 on our list. And by the way, this is kind of most of these are actually production cars that are coming out within the next few months. So these are cars you'll be seeing at their dealership, and
maybe buying,
and you will be buying. So Q3. So what struck me about the new Q3, it's an evolution of style, right? It's German style is usually conservative. They're not doing something outrageous. But I liked it. I'm kind of a fanboy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of an Audi fanboy. As soon as I saw the interior, the way it's done, and what they're doing is they're bringing high technology from the Q8 or the A8 cars. The design of the interior, a lot of the technologies, adaptive cruise control, and they're sticking it in a small crossover.
Full disclosure, Audi was one of your brands that you owned at one point, wasn't it, Andre?
I had an 85 5000.
Yes.
Quattro.
And didn't you have an A6 too, if I recall?
Oh yes.
You forgot about that one, huh?
Yeah, my wife drove that car a lot. But anyway, starting price is actually kind of reasonable for the technology you get in it. About $35,695. And upgraded engine, 228 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. You get the 8-speed automatic. Quattro is standard. All the cars, all the Q3s will have all-wheel drive.
Biker Bug says the Hyundai Lava. I love that.
Lava.
Yeah.
Or how about Magma?
Yeah, or Magma. Yeah,
Magma.
Now we're talking. Yeah, from the Volcano collection of Hyundai cars. We have the Magma, the Lava, and of course the... What else?
And the Vesuvius.
Vesuvius, exactly.
Do you know what else they did to the Q3?
What do they do, Andre?
They stretched it a little.
Yeah?
They made it a little bit bigger.
Can you do that sound effect again? That was pretty good. Oh, there you go. Very good, yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like a Pillsbury they put in the oven and it went... Is that what it did?
Kind of. If you push my belly, I'll say...
I think it actually, I'm looking at it, and I think it's a much better looking car than the one it replaces. I feel like they've freshened it up, made it more modern. So, it works for me. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good looking car.
Yeah, it's a good looking car.
Speaking of funny names,
number 7
on our list is the Kia Habanero Concept. So
it's a hot red pepper of a car, isn't it?
Whoa.
That's exactly what Alex said about it.
Yes. So Alex Anatos and I did a walk around of the show. We tried to, really give you a good perspective.
People said you didn't, Andre. All the comments are like, fire the cameraman.
Well, the cameraman is amazing. It's one of the best cameramen. It was an issue with sound. We wanted to be close to the camera, so I apologize. We'll do a better job next time, okay?
All right, so let's talk about this red hot chili pepper of a concept.
It's spicy, but the thing is,
according to Kia.
Yes.
According to Kia.
But they have the Nero cars, right?
Yes.
They have the Nero electric, Nero hybrid, Nero regular car. So, and this is an electric concept. They're saying about 300 miles of range, and it has absurd
dual gull-wing doors.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
It's just insane, and it looks pretty cool on the stage. It has this really strange, like, orange-red interior, which is out of this world. So it's a kind of a design study. It's a design concept. What else can I say about the Habanero?
I think you can say it'll never get built.
Look at this. It's supposed to be autonomous.
Yeah, you'll never see those doors except for Tesla on a production car. It's just too expensive, too hard to build, and too cool for a major manufacturer to actually do it. I wish they would, but that won't get built.
You want to know a couple cool things about this car, though? So it's supposed to have like a full width head-up display.
Whoa.
Okay. Across. Okay.
And that central kind of control pillar thing. I hesitate to call it a steering wheel. It's supposed to be fully autonomous, right? So you could have that when you don't want to drive it, move out of the way to give you more space.
So you can relax.
And then you can just you can just let it drive itself.
Red7188 says, "What type of currency do aliens use, Andre?"
Aliens?
Yeah.
From where?
Sorry.
What? Starbucks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Just trying to move this along, Andre.
I'm sorry, my brain is exploding.
Number 6, please, Andre. Number 6.
Number 6. So I had a great opportunity to see the AMG cars before the show, actually before the first press day. And what really caught my eye was the 63 AMG GLC cars. So first of all, it's a refresh. So they get a little bit new design up front and then back with LED lights, but the interiors are amazing. The S model has 503 horsepower, and 503 horsepower doesn't sound impressive anymore, right? I mean, it used to be impressive.
Not with Hellcat World.
Hellcat Worlds. But Mercedes says that they're working on putting all the power to the ground in a very effective way. So 3.6 seconds, 0 to 60 times, are still very impressive.
According to Mercedes.
According to Mercedes.
You think? Let me ask you. According to Andre, is that impressive in a post-Tesla world with ludicrous mode?
Oh, I was afraid you're going to say
a Model 3 will do that all day long.
Yeah.
Without,
Why doesn't it have any more power, Andre?
I don't know. So it's a 4-liter. It's their engine that they've had before. It's a 4-liter bi-turbo, or twin-turbo, I should say. I'm sorry. The turbos are in the V of the V8. And it's a very efficient design, according to Mercedes, once again. Why doesn't it have more power?
Good question.
I'm just saying, in a Hellcat world or a post-Tesla world, 10 years ago, 3.6 would have blown my mind, dude. But now that a Tesla Model 3 with performance can do that probably for less money, those things are like, let's say $60,000 cars. How much is this bad boy going to cost?
Well, the final pricing is not out yet, but you're pushing, towards $100,000 on some of these.
Yeah. So, on performance alone,
With options, I mean, fully loaded.
Right,
you know,
right. On
that's fully
performance
loaded
alone,
pricing.
it's fast, but mind-blowing fast. I gotta beg to differ today.
So number 5 on our list.
Yes, Volkswagen ID Buggy.
So I was in New York, obviously.
What does
New
ID
York.
stand for?
ID is their electric line. I have no idea what it stands for.
You guys know what it stands for? I don't know. Can you let us know? Google it, somebody. Let us know what ID stands for and why is Volkswagen calling all their EVs IDs?
IDs. And why is it everything capitalized?
And why aren't they calling them Lavas?
Why is it capitalized? Buggy with all caps, or rooms, or Cruz, or Buzz? Why is it all caps?
All right, tell me about the Volkswagen ID Buggy.
I had this
concept. Right?
I had this
it's
weird,
not production.
It's a concept.
Yeah.
Well, it's partly concept. So I was in New York, but I was in this Mexican taquito place or taco place where they unveiled, the buggy, and also Bruce Myers was there. He created the 1964 Dune Buggy, the fiberglass Dune Buggy. He was there. He's 93 years old. I got to talk to
Myers Minx.
Yes, Manx, not Minx. Manx. I got to interview him. It was really awesome, but I felt out of place. I felt like I should go to the beach in like San Diego or Los Angeles.
Dude, I thought you felt like you were a teenager next to some 95-year-old dude.
Well, he's a bit older. But I felt like I was going to go to the beach and go surfing. Instead, I was in the middle of, next to Central Park in New York.
So 201 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, 62 kilowatt battery, 155 miles of range. Do you like it?
I do, and I sat in it, and I wanted to go for a drive. So here's the thing. So you're saying it's a concept.
It looks kind of bug-eyed.
Ooh, you went there.
I did go there.
So
it is a little bug-eyed.
It has a trunk in the back, so it's actually got usable space. You can put your skateboards in it.
Yeah.
You can go skateboarding. But they're saying
Have you seen a Can-Am?
Yeah. That's badass.
That's badass. Does that look badass?
No, it looks more swoopy
it looks cute and cuddly and fun, Andre.
Well, sometimes you got to go for the cute.
I'm just
and
being
cuddly.
Mr. Pessimistic here, guys. Sorry.
But there's a possibility of it reaching production, guys, because what Volkswagen wants to do is they want to outsource their platform, the electric platform, and have a third party do some specialty vehicles. This could be it.
Can I explain why I'm a little pessimistic, Andre?
Why?
Well, because once upon a time we used to go to car shows and they used to roll things out like the new Corvette or the new Mustang. Even in Detroit, they rolled out the GT500, right?
Raptor.
Here we're talking about, habaneros and concept buggies. I want something I can actually buy, or I want something that's going to, shatter my world. And so far, at least out of this top 5, they're all interesting. They're fine. But
while we're on the subject, I have it later on. I'll just jump to it now. Can we talk about the Genesis Mint concept for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about Genesis Mint.
So it's a small little urban car. I have it up on the screen behind you. It's a little 2-seater, right? But check out the back doors.
Well,
yeah. There's another wacky concept for you.
Right? But it's not the next Bronco, is it?
Well, so there's these cliches in auto show concepts, right? Where people always get super excited by gullwing doors or cameras instead of rear view cameras on the outside. And every concept has these things, and I've never seen them in actual production. The cameras are starting to slowly trickle into production. Instead of rear view cameras on the outside, they have little cameras.
Right.
But I've never, so when I see these things, it's gotten to be such a cliche now that I'm like, yeah, okay, it's not real. It's just vaporware. So I'm kind of very realistic when it comes to this.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm becoming. I had an old editor who said, Roman, when you go from being skeptical to being cynical, maybe it's time you hang it up. So maybe I'm becoming cynical, guys. I apologize, but yeah.
But the concept, what they do is they have giant wheels, right? Because you want to show off, dramatic proportions. You're supposed to put crazy stuff all over the car, and I understand that. But I'm with you. I want something real. I want the next Bronco. Well, the next Bronco wasn't there, but number 4.
Hey, Rob Bird says the guy driving the VW is a 50-year-old guy at the club at 2 a.m.
Oh.
Ouch. Ouch.
No, it's supposed to be more fun and youthful and skateboardy.
So it's not.
Well, how are you gonna look growing up in that?
So it's not some shredded dude with a bleach blonde in the passenger seat. Is that what you're saying?
Are you ready to get more depressed, Roman?
Keep going.
I'm gonna depress you with number 4.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's another prototype. It's the VW Tarok, which is a compact, little tiny mini truck. Because all of you guys have said, we want small trucks, and this is one. This is a small truck, but it was unveiled in Brazil for the South American market, and it's not supposedly coming here, but if you guys email VW and tell them to bring it, they will.
I think we're about to hit. You know what happens in the car world? The pendulum, and this is great, swings far and fast. And so, of course, for a long time we had the Hyundai Santa Cruz, right, which finally got greenlit. And
where is it? It hasn't been rolled out yet.
It's coming. And then I think Jalopnik got it right. They posted a story today that the kind of that's new small size truck wars are coming, right? Right, with this and the Santa Cruz and probably a few others, because actually they took an Atlas concept. Where was that?
That was a 10 Oak,
yeah,
which was a W, but that was kind of a larger vehicle.
That was a bigger pickup truck. But I'm saying, I think it's coming, Andre. The mid-size truck market has been red hot, and there's room underneath it. So I think finally, because the production times are so long for manufacturers, it takes a while from when the trend happens to when they can actually roll out the vehicle. So I'm super excited, dude.
Ford is rumored to do the Ford Courier.
Exactly.
Right? So that's another rumor that's not official, but similar thing. So it's got a midgate. So it's got a 4-foot bed, which is tiny, but then you can put down the midgate like on a Subaru Baja.
Yeah.
And you can extend it to 6 feet approximately. Then you can put down the tailgate and get about 8 feet of space. I liked it. I don't know. It's got good passenger space if you need it, and it's got good cargo space if you need it. Not both. You cannot have 5 people and great cargo.
All right, number 3, Andre.
Number 3 is the Lincoln Corsair.
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
It's a production car.
It's a real car. Finally, at number 3, we get to a real car.
It's a real car. So it's in the replacement for MKC.
Yep.
It's got their
Great
latest
name.
Corsair.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
It means aviation. Somehow it.
Is there wind in your hair, kind of?
It means aviation to me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it looks like the Aviator, which is about aviation.
Right.
No, but
it wasn't the Corsair an airplane? Is that where I'm getting that from?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was.
That's why I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, but for some reason I feel like it's a convertible with wind going through my hair.
No, it's cool, man.
Sure
Lincoln is got their mojo back. They are hitting them out of the ballpark one after another right now, starting with the Lincoln Navigator. That was a huge success for them, and now they're coming down. Aviator, Corsair, yeah, and of course Continental. It's actually doing better than
Nautilus.
Yeah,
they have interesting names now
and cool concept.
Yeah,
that actually work, right? Some of the styling cues that they're picking up are forward thinking, so you don't feel like you're driving your dad's Lincoln. I do hate the push button transmission. That's the one part of it that I find is a little awkward, but everything else on these cars is really good.
So it's got either a 2-liter turbo or a 2.3-liter turbo, so you got choice of engines up to 285 horsepower, so that's good. The interior looks amazing. So I think you're right.
So what do you get when you take a Ford Mustang and stick a Ford Focus RS motor into it?
You got a Ford Mustang Ecoboost HPP. That stands for High Performance Package.
Yeah, dude. It's very good. 4.5 seconds is 0 to 60 according to Ford. 330 horsepower, 350 pound-foot of torque. The most powerful 4-cylinder Mustang ever. And I like saying that word, ever.
Ever. And I spoke with Carl, the chief engineer, and we went deep on the Mustang,
yes, you did.
On the HPP. You can see that video on this channel. You've probably already watched it, or some of you have watched it. It's really interesting because they have so many variations of the Mustang now, right? There's a base 2.3. Now there's this HPP, which basically takes a hot hatch engine, throws it, shoves it down into the Mustang, and then you have a handling package. You have an exhaust included in this package. You got tires, performance tires. Awesome.
Hey, before we get to number 1, let me do a little plug here for supporters.
Yes.
I came back from the Easter Jeep Safari, and I got this really cool well, it's not. I don't think it's been worn. I just
By
think
you?
No, I didn't wear it. I think it's just been pre-distressed. Really cool Jeep hat. And if anybody supports us today at $50, gets their name on the wall on the hood, of course, and you get the TFL truck hat and you get the Jeep hat. So it's a 2-for-1. This is a really cool hat. We got a lot of hats here. This one is way cool. So if you guys want to support us using Super Chat, you'll get a 2-for-1 today. And I think we're ready to move on. You want to talk about that?
Well, for $10 you can get a sticker, or for $25 you can also get a patch.
Yep.
Some of the patches. There's a comment here from Donald Holtzman who says, Gotta hear the V8 roar in the Mustang. This is no good. The EcoBoost HPP is no good.
Fair enough.
There's both sides to that coin. The V8 sound is incredible, but if you can get lighter weight in the car, make it more nimble, that's also good.
So number 1, Andre.
Yo, this is the most significant car
Yep.
that I think rolled out. This is the new 2020 Toyota Highlander. It's a family hauler, and people, you might say, why is it significant?
Why is it significant, Andre?
Well, because they sell a lot of them. Just in the first quarter, they sold about 53,000 Highlanders already. This is the outgoing generation of car. So they're selling a lot of these, and it's a red hot segment.
Yeah, I like the look of it. It looks like it went to the gym and got buff.
Oh, yes.
And 3.5 liter V6 remains, but they increased the fuel economy, but the horsepower is down, isn't it?
Yeah, so they went for an interesting approach. So it used to be the hybrid was the V6 combined with an electric motor,
Yep,
right, system with the battery. They threw out that hybrid system. Well, not really, but they now you are using the 4-cylinder version of that hybrid system that also is available in various tunes in like the Camry hybrid.
Yep.
So you're getting less power, about 240 horsepower now in the hybrid Highlander versus 306 where it was before. But you're getting a lot more economy, 34 mpg combined from a gigantic vehicle.
Yeah, that's good. Rob Bird wants what's the best way to support TFL? And just jump on Super Chat, dude.
Super Chat.
Yeah, and you get a hat that way
you can
too.
Donate here.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. And then of course, this show, Andre, was going to be about both the New York Auto Show and the Easter Jeep Safari, but I think we're running out of time, so I think we're going to have to come back on Monday and do the Easter Jeep Safari stuff.
Well, give me some taste of it. Give me. So what was? We talked about the concepts before.
I will give you a taste of it on Monday. So let's talk about the other cars at the show, because you've got a whole list of other cars that were there. So you want to kind of go through them very quickly?
Kind of a rapid fire thing, because there were so many there.
Yeah. Do you want to read them off, and I'll rapid fire?
Yeah, all right. I'll read them off, and you give me like one sentence about each one. All right, this is our start the clock, Zach. On the clock. All right. You got one sentence or two at most. Cadillac CT5.
Amazing in person. It doesn't look quite as good in pictures. The wheelbase is insanely big.
That's 2 sentences done. Ford Escape.
Ford Escape, a very significant car because it's brand new small SUV that's
Jaguar
sleek.
XE.
It's a big redesign, including an all-new interior, but the same engines.
Mazda CX-5 diesel. Promises. That would be my 2 words.
It's finally here. Fuel economy is more disappointing than you think.
What's the fuel economy?
It's about 29 combined, and it starts at about $41,000, which means it's a more luxury play, but it has a lot of torque. About, if I'm remembering, 290. I'm seeing 290.
Right. It's 290.
Thank you, Dan, for your support. You're the best, dude. We'll send you.
That's Dan Atkinson, who's also a trucker.
I know. I don't know if you want. Let us know what you want. Shoot us an email at AskTFL, and we'll be happy to send you some different hats. Because
he says Patreon is also an option.
Yeah, Patreon is also an option.
Yeah.
So thank you, but you've got a bunch of our hats. So if you want, something else, let us know. You're the best. Maybe we'll just send you one of these anyway. He's a great supporter of ours.
Okay, sure.
All right, let's keep going. In the last few minutes that we have left, Andre, which is like 2, Mercedes-AMG 35 CLA 35.
It's a brand new entry for Mercedes. It's the entry-level AMG car. They look amazing. I'm excited.
Mercedes GLS class.
Bigger is better, plus German V8, all good.
Nissan Versa.
Nissan Versa, it's this small sedan that looks now like the big sedan for Nissan.
Baby Altima.
Baby
2 words,
Altima.
see? 2, okay.
How fast do you want me to go?
These last 3, try just doing 2 words. I'll do 2 words, you do 2 words. Okay? Porsche 911 Speedster. I'll do 1 word for that. What's your words?
Sexy speed.
Unatanium.
Okay.
That's 2 words. Okay.
You asked for 2. I like 2.
You know why unatanium, right? Why, Zach?
It's massively, massively expensive,
And they're all sold out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, this next one,
Yes.
we're going to skip because we don't work with them.
Right. Never mind.
I'll flash it up. You all know what it is. Okay, keep going.
Wah. Too bad. They don't work with us. We don't work with them. All right, and the last one is the Volkswagen Atlas Basecamp.
Adventurous.
Horny.
On that note, we're going to close down the show.
I just figure people who are camping are young and they're always horny.
Oh, that could be true. That could be true.
Well, there's plenty of room in the back of an Atlas, isn't there?
Atlas is a gigantic SUV.
Volkswagen, feel free to take that if you want to use it in your next ad campaign.
Yeah.
Hey, Donald Holtzman, thank you. Donald says, if Cadillac makes the Escalade look like the new sedan Navigator, we will have some real competition. I couldn't agree more, my
Absolutely.
friend. It's absolutely true.
It's going to be hot.
So please come back on Monday at 4 o'clock when we'll go over the Easter Jeep concepts and what happened at Easter Jeep. Because guess what, Andre? What's parked in front of our offices right now?
Well, there's a lot of people crowding around.
There are. There's people actually looking at this thing. What is it?
Because we brought the Gladiator home. It's here. We're going to be testing it, towing MPGs.
Yeah, so of course the big news from the Easter Jeep Safari was the Gladiator. They gave us a drive away, so we brought it home for a week. And, you know, we did a video on TFL Truck where you can actually see how it compares to the Colorado Bison.
Yes.
Me and Nathan did that in Moab on fins and things. But we brought it back home because we wanted to know, and this is, I think, the more important question, how does it do as a truck?
Yeah.
In other words, you know, how does it do towing and
Hauling.
hauling
Yeah.
and with fuel economy?
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's a Jeep, so, you know, it's got the Jeep
got the
off-road.
cred.
Exactly, but how does it work as a truck? Do people actually want to buy this thing if they need a tool, not a plaything?
Okay, and we'll do that in the next week or two.
Well, guys, have a wonderful well, actually, it's a holiday weekend, right?
It's a holiday weekend, yes.
Yeah, have a wonderful Easter. Dan will ring the bell for you. Thank you very much. And remember, come back on Monday when we'll go over all the cool Jeep stuff. And actually, Nathan got to drive them, so I think it'll be me and Nathan. He can talk about what it's like to drive some of these concepts.
Yeah, because I didn't get to drive.
No,
I was in New York.
Turn up the music, man.
Yeah,
Is
play us out, Andre.
Yeah, play us out, Andre. That is very chilly.